Welcome to another video, and sorry for the delay. Actually, we've been really quite busy lately. Store's been busy, lots of orders going out for winter. Thank you for not ordering too many inks because it is cold outside and they do tend to freeze as well. And I've got a couple of other things on the side, some other projects as well that I'm working on. But we've had some new fountain pens come into the store lately, and thanks to Reg for suggesting one of these, and I'm going to do a quick review today of the Platinum Curidas. Now, you might recognize this pen, and in fact is one of the pens I really love, and that is the 377 6th Century, which is a traditional shaped pen, and it has lovely gold trim and a slightly transparent body and also a gold nib as well. And this is one of the premium pens from Platinum. Now, Curidas is a slightly lower cost pen than this one, and it's a pretty interesting pen as well. And the main reason for that is because it is a retractable fountain pen where you can press the back of the pen and it springs into action, opens a little door, and the steel nib pops out. So the question is, how good is this Platinum, and is it worth adding to your collection? So I'm really quite excited to take a look at this pen today, and I actually have not looked inside of this, so this is completely new to me. Now, we did have a customer, like I said, Reg was interested in getting this pen, so we got a few in. And let's crack it open. So we have a nice cardboard sleeve here. I love the drawing here of the Curidas there. It makes it look quite nice, actually. Open it up, and we have what looks like a standard sort of plastic case. So we have some gubbins here. We've got some cotton buds and a little bit of, I don't know if that's silicone grease or cleaning fluid, and in fact that's to clean the nib section there, just in case it gets any ink spill. And in here we have the pen still in the wrapper, so let's take that out. And yep, instruction manual. Oh, and another gadget here as well. We'll get onto that in just a second. So let's move the box to one side. Over there. Take out the pen. This is super exciting. Here we go. There 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 is the Platinum Curidas. Awesome. Just give it a click. And there you go. There's the nib. Now, the Curidas does come in a number of colors. This one, which is the one I just cracked open, is the Urban Green. And then we have this one here, which is the Abyss Blue. Followed by that, we have the Grand Red. Then we have the Graphite Smoke. And last but not least, we have the Prism Crystal, which is it's kind of a demonstrator, I guess. Now, one of the things I wanted to compare first of all was the Pilot Capless, which is also a retractable fountain pen, against the Curidas, and see which one was bigger. Because I always felt that the Pilot was quite a big and quite a hefty pen in the hand, actually. But the Curidas is actually bigger and is certainly wider as well. And the Pilot is a premium pen, so it's not made of plastic, and it has a chrome trim as well as a gold nib. But the two are not similar at all. The Curidas is a lot bigger. Now, if I compare the Curidas even with a Lamy there, you can see that the pen is quite a bit longer as well. It's similar width to the Lamy, but in general it feels like a bigger and chunkier pen. Now, I do know a lot of people that like this pen, so it must have something going for it. But of course, there's only really one way to tell exactly how big the pen is, and that's to actually give it a click. There you go. It's a lot shorter now, and let's compare that with the Pilot as well, and whatever, throw the Lamy in as well, and now you can see all of those pens are actually almost the same length, actually. So really, it's just the fact that the pen is not clicked that makes it kind of longer. Now then, in case you were wondering what this little plastic gadget is for here. It's actually used to help you remove the clip. If you're not one who likes the clip at the front of the pen here, you can remove that if you like. And there's a little bit of a technique to it. Actually, it's not that straightforward to start with, so you may want to play around with it. Basically, you put the plastic gadget here and it will lift the clip up off of the pen here. And I found if you hold the clip around about there, give it a good push, there you go. Sure enough, now the clip comes off. So to get it back on again, you do the same thing. Get that lined up, but you do it in reverse with the plastic widget the other way around, and a little bit of muscle, clip, and sure enough, there you go. The clip is back. Now, of course, you might be thinking to yourself, how do you load either a cartridge or one of the Platinum converters into your pen? And actually, we'll just move these to one side. It's it's a little bit of a technical thing that has to go on here, but it isn't particularly difficult, and you probably get quite a lot of entertainment out of it as well. And the way you get ink into this pen is, first of all, to unscrew the barrel away from the nib section, so. And you'll see you still can't quite get ink in there either. So what you have to do is, and you'll see a little fitting here, is to actually push down, twist, and open. And the same thing here on the nib section, the feed here, is to give it a bit of a twist and pull it out. Now you can throw a cartridge in there or a converter. Pop it there. See if we can remember how to do this once again in reverse. Okay. And whoops. Get that there, and now you're good to go. Of course, I just spent the last 10 minutes clicking my Curidas here, watching the little door open and nib come out, and it's actually really quite an elegant and a very simple system, actually, and I'm starting to really love this. So the question is, how well does it write? Let's load it with some ink and have a writing test.
It's our time, it will make it count. It's our lives, and we live it loud. We don't stop here, we keep on dreaming. Setting goals and we will achieve them. It's our time, it will make it count. We take each day and make it better. And we don't give in to the pressure. Every day we find a way to keep our feet firm on the ground. We take a stand before we have to a cause and we are proud. Oh, watch us close, 'cause we will grow and become unstoppable. Become unstoppable. We take our dreams and make them real, 'cause now
So I can't wait to compare the Curidas. Now this has a medium nib from Platinum with the Lamy CP1 that I did a review of a little while ago, and this has an extra fine nib. Now the difference is, of course, the Curidas is a Japanese pen and Lamy is a European pen, and ordinarily you expect the Japanese pen nib to be a little finer, or maybe quite a lot finer in some cases than European nibs. So it'll be interesting to compare the two. But let's put the Lamy to one side first of all and give the Curidas a go. And it feels really satisfying to be able to click on that and get the nib out, almost like a ballpoint, but way cooler. So let's give this a go. Woohoo. This is the Platinum Curidas Urban Green, and I am loving this nib. It is super, super smooth, actually, and it certainly doesn't look like a medium nib either. It actually does feel more like a European fine, probably an extra fine, actually. It seems to be writing very, very fine indeed, but it is smooth. It doesn't feel needlepoint in any way. I'm loving this. This is fantastic. Got to get me one of these pens. Love it. Be really interested to see how the Lamy compares. Let's give that a go. Okay, so Lamy extra fine nib. Who spelled differently. This is the Lamy CP1 with EF nib. And as you can see, Japanese medium, although it's a different ink, actually looks quite similar to the German, to the European extra fine. Let's give that a go. Put a couple of lines down there. Crack this open. Put a couple of lines down there. Yeah, it's difficult to tell with the ink, but certainly the European extra fine seems to be pretty similar to the Japanese medium there. But I will say this, it is a nice smooth nib, and I think I'm going to give it a go for a couple of weeks and see how it fits. It feels really good in the hand. If you were wondering whether or not this clip was going to get in the way, it does not. And in fact, it feels better in the hand almost than the Pilot Capless as well, oddly enough. And I don't have one of those to compare right now. I haven't got one inked up, and I've lost my personal one, which I must find. But this is beautiful. The clip doesn't get in the way. The pen writes really nicely, and the nib is pretty fine as you would expect.